what does the mayor of Halloweentown do when they already have a king?
The mayor doesn't have that many lines, and so it's kind of hard to figure out what exactly he does. Here is every line the mayor of Halloweentown says in the entire movie.
In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise. In this town, don't we love it now? Everyone's waiting for the next surprise. Great Halloween, everybody.
I believe it was our most horrible yet. Thank you, everyone.
No, thanks to you, Jack. Without your brilliant leadership.
Not at all, Mayor.
We haven't given out prizes yet. Our first award goes to the vampires for most blood drained in a single evening. Our second and honorable mention goes to the fabulous Morning, gents. Jack? You home? Jack? I've got the plans for next Halloween. I need to go over them with you so we can get started. Jack, please, I'm only an elected official here. I can't make decisions by myself. Jack! Answer me! Where is he? In the side. Coming through. We've got to find Jack! There's only 365 days left till next Halloween! Is there anywhere we've forgotten to check? It's time to sound the alarms! Did anyone think to dredge the lake? Where have you been?
Call a town meeting and I'll tell everyone all about it.
When? Our meeting! Our meeting! Our meeting tonight! What a splendid idea! This Christmas sounds fun! I fully endorse it! Let's try it at once! Patience, everyone! Jack has a special job for each of them. Dr. Finkelstein! Your Christmas assignment is ready! Dr. Finkelstein! To the front of the line! How horrible our Christmas will be!
No! How jolly!
Oh, how jolly our Christmas will be. What are you doing here? Jack! Jack! It's Boogie's voice! Next!
Fantastic! Now, why don't you all practice on that?
Making Christmas is so fine.
It's ours this time. Let's have a cheer from everyone.
Think of us as you soar triumphantly through the sky, outshining every star. Your silhouette, a dark blot on the moon. You who are our pride, you who are our glory, you who have frightened millions into an early grave, you who have devastated the souls of the living. I knew this Christmas thing was a bad idea. I felt it in my gut. Terrible news, folks! The worst tragedy of our time! Jack has been blown to smithereens! Terrible, terrible news! The King of Halloween has been blown to smithereens! Skeleton Jack is now a pile of dust! Jack! Jack! Grab a hold, my boy!
Turkeys back now, everyone sing. In our town of Halloween.
It's great to be home!
Very strange.
So based on that, it's a little bit difficult to figure out what he can and can't do, but that does give us a little bit of clues. My first thought is maybe he's the head of the executive branch of the government. He can't make any decisions, he's just an elected official, but he can act on decisions that other people made. He can enforce decisions that other people made. Maybe he runs the police department, or he makes sure that everything goes efficiently, which we do see him making sure things go efficiently. But outside of that, we don't actually see anything about the executive branch of government in Halloweentown, so I don't think it's useful to assume that he's the head of the executive branch of government when there is no executive branch of government for all we know.
He says how many days there are till the next Halloween. He says, we need to go find Jack. And then he says, well, we're all at this meeting. I now turn the time over to Jack Skellington. So what we can tell from the text of the movie, that is his job. Make public announcements and make announcements at meetings. Now, I don't think having a king is a good thing, but if you're gonna have a king and a mayor, this is honestly kind of a good way to do it. The king has all the decision-making power, while the mayor is just there to administrate. Especially in an industrial town with a production deadline, we need to get this thing called Halloween made every year by October 30th. That's a really efficient way to do government.
But really, the question here is, what is the government system of Halloweentown? I'm not the only one to wonder this, because Redditors and TikTokers and Tumblr users have been asking this for years. But really what I'm asking is, what does a real-world mayor do?
Movies keep treating the mayor as this great, important executive head of government, especially Batman movies. Like, the Joker has kidnapped the mayor. The mayor herself will go in to negotiate. No, mayor, don't do it. You're too important. Somebody protect the mayor. Bro, it's just the mayor.
A lot of people don't know what a mayor does. I absolutely love this TikTok.
There's a kid drowning in the water! Call the mayor! What do you mean you're gonna Uber home? Just text the mayor. I forgot my essay's due today. The mayor's gonna be pissed! I'm excited to see the mayor's new winter menu. The Joker is invading Gotham! Someone call the mayor! I can't believe they traded the mayor to the Seahawks. Can't wait to hear the mayor's sermon this Sunday. That was mine!
And so I asked a real mayor, what does a mayor do?
I'm Mayor Levin Kessler, and I've been asked, what does a real-world mayor actually do? And the answer is that it depends. It depends on your municipality. It depends on where you live. Different countries and states and even villages and towns and cities can have different laws and different rules that define a mayor's job. So here in Ohio, most cities and villages have prescribed rules written in the Ohio Revised Code that lay out what the mayor does. And a mayor is essentially the executive of a municipality. Their job is not to write laws or vote on laws, but instead to enforce the laws that are put out by members of a city or village council. They're also meant to keep the peace. They often maintain staffing for a village or a city. And depending on the size of your community, a mayor may have the ability to veto certain ordinances and resolutions, but in my case, no. I live in a village, so my powers are curtailed in that regard. I can break ties. That's one of my duties. Is if a council can't agree, if they're at loggerheads, I can come in and decide which way a decision falls. But different communities have different rules. Some communities don't have a mayor at all. They'll choose a president of council who will essentially function as a mayor. Sometimes they'll call that member of council the mayor. Some places are run by a village or city administrator. Our community has both mayor and a village administrator, but the village administrator reports to me, so I essentially tell him what to do. I usually let him do his work because he's very experienced in these areas. But if there's a decision that's seen as political or controversial, then I will come in and make a decision or help find some sort of consensus so that doesn't fall on his shoulders. And then there's sort of ceremonial duties that can be ascribed to mayors. Those are not usually prescribed in law, but they have kind of cultural weight or tradition. So I deliver speeches at 4th of July. I am required by law to give an annual state of the village, but it depends. It really depends on where you're at. And I think that leads to why there is confusion about what a mayor does. Really, what I think a mayor does acts as a kind of focal point for energies, for questions, for concerns that arise in municipality. Folks may not know how their community runs or is operated, or who's in charge of what, but they know they have a mayor, usually. And they know they can ask that mayor because that mayor is ultimately someone who has to answer to them. And so, I see myself really as almost like a switchboard operator. My job is to, take questions, take concerns, and then connect folks with the people who actually have the answer. That may be the local sheriff's department. That may be a member of council that's, tasked right now with focusing on infrastructure. It may be with a private party or with different nonprofits in the area. Those folks, I'm expected and I like to be in contact with and be connected with. That's what I consider kind of the real part of my job, even though that's not technically what I'm supposed to do. So that's a long way of saying that a mayor has lots of different jobs depending on where they are, and it can be very different depending on where you are.
Here's what I think we can deduce. The mayor is there to make announcements. He's the mouthpiece of the town's government. You might be thinking that's closer to a town crier or a town herald than it is to a town mayor. But again, a mayor can be anything. In certain districts, that is the job of the mayor, to just make an announcement real quick because somebody has to make the announcement. He's closer to a master of ceremonies than he is a mayor of choices. Again,
I'm only an elected official here. I can't make decisions by myself.
the one plot-relevant thing he does is call for Jack so that Jack can make a decision so that the mayor can announce it. And according to the text of the film, I'm going to say that is his job, to make announcements because somebody needs to make the announcements. And maybe Jack isn't that good at giving speeches. After all, we only see him give one speech. It's a very good speech, but it's when he's in his manic phase, when he's all hyped about Christmas. Maybe he's not like that normally, and maybe Jack has given the job of announcements to somebody else. Or maybe Jack just doesn't like giving the announcement of there's 364 days till Halloween, and so he decided somebody else can make that announcement. I don't have to make that announcement every single day. And so the mayor is just there to stand up, make a speech, and sit down. It's basically the job of the mayor from Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day understood the role of a mayor. He shows up to one meeting. He makes one announcement. Sorry, reads one announcement because somebody else made the decision and somebody else wrote the announcement. He is just there to read it. And then he sits down. And then that night, he shows up to one meeting and makes one announcement, which somebody else made the decision for, and somebody else wrote the script. He is just there to read it. That is the role of a mayor.
Now, as for what movie I think has done the best job of representing mayors, it has to be Jaws. 10 out of 10. No notes.
So maybe your town has a really easy job for mayor. Maybe they have an easy job for a city council member or county commissioner or something else in the local government. I want you to go look up what your local government does. Look up who's running unopposed in the next election, because there are a shocking amount of people who go into elections with no one opposing them because no one bothers to run for city council, which means you can go help your town be a better place without having to do that much work. After all, we're just elected officials. We can't make any real decisions here. Follow me on YouTube and Blue Sky at Movies and Heists for more movie love. You can get these videos a week early and help fund my movie at patreon.com/moviesandheists. Special thanks to these patrons for helping to fund my movie.